A number of people asked us about doing a video on maximising the return on your residential investment property. Whether you be Auckland South, West, East, North or in the city, this video is relevant to you.
Okay Barry, well first question what I do have is what do you look for in a residential investment?
Okay, I think there's 5 key elements when you're looking to procure a residential property, or for that matter you've already got one and you want to maximise its value and potential value to tenants. First up, living spaces. Are the living spaces comfortable for the tenant? Could you create bigger living spaces for them? Could you improve those living spaces? A bit of paint on the wall or potentially carpet, etc., etc. The tenants are looking for comfort in their environment. Number 2, whilst we're on comforts, heating, insulation. Is the property heated? Is it insulated? Could you insulate and or heat it? Could you put in a heat pump? Does it already have a heat pump that doesn't work that well? Should you improve it? The key thing there is making tenants cosy, comfortable and warm. They're always looking for those types of elements inside the property. Okay, fencing. Right, does the property have a fence around it? Is it fully fenced, partially fenced? Is there no fence at all? Could you fence it? Could you partially fence it or fully fence it? Remember, many tenants have children. They may well be looking for fully fenced property or at least partially fenced so that they could house their children outside and be comfortable in knowing that they are safe. If you can make those improvements, there's definitely potential improved value in your rent returns and ultimately the resale of that property. Garaging. Does it have a garage on site? Could you put a garage on site? Does it have a carport on site? Could you put a carport on site? Either or both of those options could be fantastic. Tenants love to have their property housed undercover if possible, and that will definitely enhance the return on your investment in that residential property. Finally, and it's not last but not least, it's location, location, location. How well is that property located? You might like to buy in a quality location. Tenants like to live in a quality location. So think about that. When you're purchasing your property, how well is it located? Or how well will it be received by the market and ultimately prospective tenants should you purchase that property?
So what are some of the tips to make your property more profitable?
Okay, well let's refer back to what I've just covered. Those 5 key things will potentially and will absolutely definitely make your property more profitable. Garaging, fencing, living spaces, heating and insulation and location. The second thing is maintenance. Have you got a maintenance plan for your property? If you have a nice maintenance plan that ensures that you maintain your property at the highest level of potential maximisation of value, you'll get the quality tenant and the maximum value from your property. The third thing is supported by maintenance, but it's presentation. Ensure by presenting your property in pristine condition will maximise the potential return on that investment.
Okay, well let's talk about the financial reporting element. What report should I get from my property manager?
Okay, you should, as a minimum, you should be getting a monthly report which captures all of the information, financial information, and potentially information around what's going on at your property. Generally, though, you will get a quarterly report of inspections after an inspection has been completed, but the monthly reports will cover all the financial movements of money. At the end of the financial year, and it should be as soon as within the first day or 2 of the new financial year, there should be an IR3 document or a document that captures all of the financial transactions that have been managed. That's if your property has been managed by a property manager. You should receive a financial report that covers all of the movement of monies through that property over the last financial year. Also, in our technology era, there should be no reason why you don't have online access to your financial information. Real-time information, I see no reason why most, if not all, companies could not now be providing you with real-time financial information online by user ID and password.
Right, how about with the property records? What information do I need to collect prior to commencement of the tenancy of my property?
Very good question. What you don't know about your property is something you can do nothing about. So I absolutely suggest that you make time to go and do a full suite of digital photography for your property. You're trying to capture exactly what your property looks like at the point that you're going to be passing it through to a prospective tenant. I'll also capture the actual chattels list, so write down everything in that property, its condition, etc., etc. Provide a copy of that disc to your tenant, provide a copy of the chattels list to your tenant, and you keep a record as well. Absolutely imperative. That way you are very clear when it comes time for that tenant to move on, what they took on day one, what they're giving back to you at the end of that tenancy, and there can be no issue with respect to what it looked like versus what it looks like now. And if there's discrepancies, that's where your bond helps you protect and recover some of the differences.
And how many photos on an average would you take of a house?
Average 3-bedroom home, I'd suggest you're probably going to be in the 150-ish photo range. I mean, you've got to make sure you capture as much as possible. No, less is more. Well, so more is less in this particular case. The more information you can have, the easier it is for you and the tenant to work through the process at the end of the tenancy.
Okay, well, let's move on to, let's talk about the cash flow side of things. How should I manage my bond and rent collections?
Okay, Tenancy Act provides for the opportunity to collect between 3 and 4 weeks bond. My question is, why wouldn't you collect 4 weeks bond in every single situation? 4 weeks bond is definitely going to give you more protection because it gives you that extra week. So I have no knowledge of why you would want to only collect the 3 weeks when 4 weeks is the maximum and on offer to you to collect.
Well, is the money going into a trust?
If you're a property management company,
yes,
and the money is being received by that property management company from a tenant, they should have a trust, because that gives you the protection in knowing that in the hopefully unlikely event, but if they were to fall over and the money was not going into the trust, you pretty much can kiss goodbye to that money. So absolutely imperative that you understand whether they have a trust and how that trust works.
And how often should that money be processed over to me?
Again, fantastic question. There's many property management companies out there that will withhold your money for a month. Now, my argument to that is, why are they holding it for a month? Because the clearance periods in banking these days, maximum for a week. I can see no reason why that money couldn't be passed through to you at the end of 1 week after having been collected by that management company. All I can see is that they're using your money to invest for that period of that additional 3 weeks, and I don't believe that's fair for you as an investor.
Barry, I'm interested in a rental appraisal. How does this specifically work?
Yeah, sure. Okay, rent appraisals can be invaluable for you, whether that be an existing property or whether that be a property that you're looking to procure. They can add such value in your determination of whether you want to proceed with that property, if it's a new property, for instance. Now, many companies will give you a rent appraisal from their desk. I don't favour that approach at all. I favour the approach of coming out and looking at what's on offer for prospective tenants. It's such a crucial aspect in identifying what the value of your property is, market value for prospective tenants to move into. On that basis, love to give you a free rental appraisal should the opportunity be available.
And what type of person are you actually looking for to work with there, Barry?
Question with a question in that respect. Are you a landlord or are you an investor? Are you looking for peace of mind? Are you short of time? Are you a specialist manager in your own right? Sophistication of information. How up to date are you in terms of online financial information or your record keeping? If all of those things are things you're questioning yourself, you're probably looking to work with a property manager. If you're not questioning yourself around any of those things, you're probably in a position where you could manage your property yourself.
How do I get in contact with you, Barry?
Okay, various contact points. I love this. I've got a number of contact points. 09 373 5400. Mobile 0275 61 448. Email barry@quinovic-newton.co.nz or inquiries@quinovic-newton.co.nz. Finally, you want to know more about my business? www.quinovic-newton.co.nz. Love to hear from you.